Serious, what are some unethical life hacks? NSFW. Can't write a good job application or CV? Post a job advertisement on those free websites for a position in the area you are interested in entering. Have random people apply to your fake job advertisement and use those CVs to create a master CV for yourself. If you are married and interviewing for a position that requires travel, lose that ring and watch out for the ring tan line. If you aren't married and interviewing for a stable job, put on a wedding ring. If you have any close friends with kids, take some pics with them. If anyone questions you about the wife, just start looking like you are going to cry. No one will ask again. Having a family makes you a little less vulnerable to downsizing and gives you some great excuses for missing work. Hungover? Kid sick? Have to go to the hospital because a hooker jammed a clit stim up your ass? Kid sick? Have affairs with realtors. They have keys to empty houses all over town. A hard hat, safety vest, and white truck can give you access to most places. Browse your local obituaries. Find an old man who's passed away, and make sure there is something along the lines of George leaves behind his loving wife, Midge, of 62 years. With the power of the internet, call up Midge on the phone and ask her about the used car ad she posted. Midge will tell you that she doesn't have a used car for sale. Reassure her that you saw the ad for the car. Midge just might think, maybe I can sell George's old car. It sure will help pay for all these new expenses. You see, George's old car is a nice luxury car, driven with the care and frequency that only an 87-year-old can give. Now you can go buy a practically new luxury car on the cheap. Learned from a homeless person on the bus. Put on your best suit, aka least disgusting suit. If you're a hobo, show up at funeral homes and act like you knew the deceased. Have free cake. Download the crappy watermarked low-res image that iStock gives for free. Upload that in Google's image-based search and find many people hosting the high-res. Poke holes in a condom to get married. You can make serious cash doing other people's homework for them. Use self-checkout lanes to buy expensive Honey Crisp apples, but tell the computer they are only bulk cheap apples. On Craigslist or Armslist, or any other classified site, find an item you want. Lowball the person from several different emails. Then send them a reasonable, but still below asking value, offer at them from your real email. After being lowballed all day, they'll jump at your real offer. Whenever you go to buy a car, the sales guy will always give you that sheet that itemizes the charge and everything on it with the OTD price. That's the sheet that you sign when you agree on the price. What you do is take that sheet, tell them you'll need to think about this, do whatever you can, but take that sheet with you. Then, scan that sheet into your computer, OCR that it, change the numbers around to something you want that is reasonable. Make sure your math is right, print it out, bring it to another dealership and negotiate from that fake invoice. Nobody is going to question your presence at a hotel's continental breakfast as long as you look okay. Confidence is everything. If you are meeting someone through Craigslist, ask them for their address first, then go to Google Maps and pick a city the same direction, but twice the distance from their address. Tell the person from Craigslist you will meet them halfway, but in actuality they are coming to you because you live where halfway would be. Buildings structures aren't as impenetrable as you might think. If a building has a composite shingle roof, you can typically just remove the shingles and cut through the backing underneath, usually plywood. In an unrelated note, alarm systems rarely monitor roofs. Also, if you're in a room with walls made of drywall, you're never really trapped. You can cut through the drywall and go through the wall itself, if needed. Cheat with someone else who is in a relationship, mutually assured destruction. Half of these life hacks are literally just steal something. Put an ad in Craigslist for road maintenance workers for hire, promising an excellent but believable hourly wage for the area. Request that the recruits wait near a bank, right at the time you intend to rob the bank. Instruct the recruits to wear yellow vests, safety goggles, and a respirator mask. and preferably a blue shirt. Show up in the same attire and execute your robbery and get away with the help of your friendly job-seeking decoys. BTW. It's been done. Buy TV at Walmart. Return TV to Walmart before 2 weeks. Come back in few days and buy said TV as open box item at a discount. Have to pay cash for at least one of the transactions, preferably both. When you buy a laptop or desktop, buy a warranty that includes accidental damage. Near the end of the warranty term, run Linpack or Furmark and block the exhaust vent. Leave it like that for a few hours and you'll get irreparable hardware damage. File a warranty claim and get a new laptop. The best part is there's no evidence of hardware tampering because you never even opened the case. Asking for a cup to get water and instead filling it with a fountain drink. I see people do this all the time when I go to Chipotle. Need hot sauce? Looks like I'm getting Chipotle for lunch. Use a self-checkout when you go to the grocery store. That big old porterhouse. 4011. That expensive organic lettuce you want? 4011. Cucumbers? 4011. Tomatoes? 4011. Everything is a 4011. Always have a picture of babies, young children on your desk wallet and mention your youngsters in passing when engaging in casual work conversation. By doing this, you'll get all the advantages of an employee who has children. It not immediately being assumed that you're working holidays. Being able to leave early once in a while to pick up the kids from X. An easy conversation point when schmoozing with clients. And various other social benefits, without actually having them. This trick can also be applied to carrying a pack of cigarettes on you because smokers are allowed at least 3-4 smoke breaks a day while non-smokers are afforded no such equivalent. Have a crack in your windshield? Find a city truck and call the number on the back saying the truck flung rocks at you and cracked your window. They'll confirm the truck was where you said it was and bam. New window free. Need flowers for your significant other? Cemeteries have you covered. Source: my father. Here is what I have done at places I have worked at. Say that your workplace has a TV or electronic device you would like to have. If you have the opportunity, you take it apart and disable it so that it won't turn on. Management will replace it and throw the old one in the trash where you can retrieve it and reconnect it so that it works. If you are still in high school, middle school, buy candy and snacks at your local dollar value store and then take them to school and sell them for 2 to 3 times what you paid for them. Most of these kids get their money from their parents daily and have no idea the value of what they are buying. Look for sale candies that are between 10 and 33 cents and name brand. Selling store brand Pop-Tarts as name brand Pop-Tarts can also work surprisingly well. I used to make about 10-15 bucks a day doing this back when I was in high school, and the teachers rarely care unless you're disrupting class by selling them. Alternatively, wait for your school to do one of those chip sale for X reason things where kids sign up to sell X amount of chips. Then sign up for that. Sell your first batch. Then proceed to refill said batch with the snack pack chip bags you can get at any Walmart or grocery store. This can range anywhere from a 100% to 200% profit depending on if your school marks up the price of each bag to secure their cut. It's only unethical if you consider supply and demand economics unethical. Drop small value coins, like a few nickels, into a tip jar when the staff aren't looking, but be loud enough that they can hear. They'll think you tipped them, but only you know what you really did. That's some George Costanza it. Edit. You'll want it unethical. So there's some unethical it. I haven't tried this. I'm half asking for feedback. But I think this would work. Just using this as an example. But say you want to buy a gaming mouse from Walmart. It's $80. Your friend goes to Walmart one day and takes a picture of the barcodes of a much cheaper mouse. Hopefully even made by the same company. Then you go home. The two of you print out stickers of that barcode. Your friend goes back to Walmart and places the stickers on the boxes of the more expensive gaming mice. Now, you come back a day later. Hell, maybe a few days later. You pick up 2 of those mice. You go to the self-checkout. Scan said items. Even if an employee was watching over your shoulder, they'd see Logitech mouse or whatever it would read out on the screen. It would look correct if they weren't familiar with the price of that item. Even if they did discover the inconsistency, you, the person who purchased the item, could easily say you had no idea what the price was. You could say, when I rung it up I thought it was on sale or something. Your friend who placed the stickers is also in the clear, because they never took the product off property themselves. As far as I can tell, it would be nearly impossible to get either party in trouble. The worst case scenario would be that they simply ask you to pay the difference. I doubt they would even do that though, and that is even if they discovered the issue. It would mostly look like a consistent transaction on camera. Buying and returning things. It's amazing how lenient the return policies at various stores can be. In college, I bought a 55 inches LED TV from Sam's Club and kept it in my apartment for 3 months and then returned it at the end of the semester for full money back and no questions asked. If security at a store stops to verify your receipt, assuming you have purchased everything, as you leave, simply decline and push past them. It is not lawful for them to hold you, and you can sue for unlawful detainment. This does not apply to club stores like Costco. When you sign up there you agree to allow yourself to be searched in the contract. Don't want to wait for your zone when boarding a flight? Tell them you have a peanut allergy and need to wipe down your seat. You will be one of the first people to board the plane. Plagiarize research papers but run the text through online translators and end back on English. Example, English to Spanish, Spanish to German, German to Japanese, Japanese to English. Then just go through it and fix the language to read more clearly. The loss in translation from language to language for different phrases and words alters the text a whole bunch until the final product is unrecognizable. Buy $100 of beer at Walmart or wherever. Hand friend receipt after you buy. Friend returns and fills shopping cart with exact same amount and type of beer. Friend heads straight for door and hands receipt to door greeter who is old and doesn't notice. Double your beer on beer run. This one isn't unethical, but if you go to Dunkin' Donuts about 30 minutes before closing time, they will give you all their leftover donuts if you ask. If you don't, they just throw them away. If you have an older apartment building where cable was installed after the building was built, then there is likely cabling conduit that runs vertically on the outside of the building, usually by the balcony. Pop it open and put in a splicer. Thank your neighbors for free cable TV. Only date single moms. They are so preoccupied with their kids that they aren't too worried about what you do on your free time, and like single unattached women, and mostly only call you for sex. You are then free to date other single moms. Don't want to pay the Coinstar charge to cash your change? Unplug the Ethernet cord from the back of the machine, then feed your change in. Need new tires? Rent a car with the same lug nut configuration and replace your tires with the rental car's tires. To cancel a cell phone provider without any fees, look up their service map. Find a town outside of coverage and tell them you want to cancel because you are moving to that town and want to cancel because they have no service there. Late to the show, but if you're ever in need, go into any hotel and tell the front desk that you stayed or visited there recently and left your sunglasses. Describe any generic style and you're sure to get a free pair of shades. Works with black umbrellas too. After you pick up your food, go back to the drive-thru at McDonald's and tell them they forgot something was wrong. They'll give you another. They're too busy to actually investigate. If you are at a grocery store, go to the produce section. Then take a grape and eat it. Everyone will think you are just testing the grapes, but really you just wanted a grape. I don't think of this as unethical, but actually getting what you paid for. When your laser printer toner cartridge, $55 at Office Depot, gives a low toner warning, put a small piece of opaque tape over the sensor window on the side of the cartridge. You'll get a couple hundred more pages printed. If you're going to commit a crime that involves a getaway car, wrap your car with vinyl wrap. You can make it look passable in a few hours, and it only takes a few minutes to tear off. New paint job, GTA style.